Peace is very paramount. And if there is anything good any given country can want to continue enjoying, is that peace. And the absence of it, then it can be disastrous. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Global Leadership Perspectives. And even as we interrogate this issue further, so as to bring it to your attention in a more palatable manner, I want to ask kindly to take your time and consider subscribing to this channel so that it would really reach many other people and perhaps help them in the same manner it's going to help you. Sudan is at war, nothing short of that. And we cannot use or should I sugarcoat it. The country is at war. The two forces are fighting each other. And in this case, we are asking and wondering, will they see the need to call for ceasefire and continue with the dialogue they've been having? But as that is continuing, I would want to look at South Sudan and, I would want to look at Kenya in the context of Sudan. And do not misunderstand me. The reason why I'm doing this is because any country that is not serious, any leadership of a country that is not serious, and that does not heed to advice, then what is happening in Sudan can also happen in their countries. Well, in Kenya, there's a stalemate out of the 2022 general election, and that has called even for demonstration from the opposition because they have declined to accept the legitimacy of the current government. And few days back, we saw this really causing a lot of havoc on the street, especially on how the police handled them during their demonstrations. We saw people being killed, people getting injured, people losing their properties or their properties being damaged, and also the country itself losing a lot of revenue, and which is not a good thing for our country and the people of the country, and also the investors. And so, and you know, some of these things, they begin from that point where there are serious difference in opinion, and when dialogue is called for and it appears that people are just playing with it and taking it lightly, it is not a good thing, because you don't know where that can really lead a country. And so just having leaders, for example, like in Kenya, who take this issue of dialogue not serious, who would want to play games with it, who would want to play politics with it as much as it is in the context of politics, who would want to really gain out of it. I think that is selfish, and that is not even taking heed and learning from what has been happening around, and even what is happening currently in Sudan. Friends, it is very easy for a country to fall or to find itself at war, especially when people are not able to put food on the table. And especially when there is a lot of anger and a lot of uh, things that are happening, and people feel they're being treated as if they do not belong to that particular country, I think we must be very, very careful. We must be very careful. There are things that the government will do, and it keeps on arousing and boiling anger in people. When you when you only a certain section of people from say, a certain section of region only tend to enjoy the comfort or the benefit of jobs in the country, what about the rest of the people? How do they feel? There is no equity where other people feel left out in terms of jobs, where others feel they're being victimized and they feel that they're being underrated, and they feel that indeed they're not part of the government. I'm saying this because, like, on this particular Sunday, there was the opposition party had their rally in Kamkunji, and one of the speaker, he called for secession, in other words, because he said if others, if the vice president said uh, it's only those who has shares who will benefit from the government, then now one of the speaker was saying, now for those who do not have shares and they're the majority, they need to chart their way. That is a statement that should not be taken lightly. Should not be taken lightly, and any government should not ignore these kind of statements. They should know that there is a problem, and this problem need to be addressed. Chest thumping can land a problem, can land a country in problems. In a country like Kenya, you don't know the state even of the military itself, if all of them they are loyal to you. In the first place, the country is highly polarized along ethnic lines, and mostly beginning with ethnic lines. So in case of such a challenge, assuming such challenge pops up, and as a president you want to give a unit command, you want to tell me at the end of the day people will respond to it unilaterally? I doubt. People will begin to take sides. And in a country like this, where it is highly polarized along ethnic lines, and we have such a kind of a challenge, oh, in fact, 2007, 2008 is not far. It's just the other day. So I think our leaders, and beginning with the president, you need to take this matter serious. If it is dialogue, he need to take it serious. He should not play monkey games with it, and should not allow politics to 100% carry the day, and the selfish interest of the people, whether it is him, beginning with him. He should look and put Kenya at the front line and take this conversation serious. The same applies even to the opposition. They have to take the conversation serious and address it with the seriousness, approach it with the seriousness that it deserves, so that we can be at peace. Otherwise, the kind of the trend we are seeing, it is that kind of a trend that slowly by slowly, in small portions, it is creating ground for war, ground for turmoils, and any kind of leadership that is sensible cannot allow such a kind of things to happen. So we want to see both of the parties coming to dialogue, and in my own view, including more other people coming on the table with very clean hands, with a desire to solve the problems that are facing the country. Otherwise, we can find ourselves in trouble. And this lies squarely on the president. I saw him, I saw his body language, his behavior, his psychology when addressing the meeting in IGAD, and it was very telling. It was very telling. I did not see a president who is confident of what he was engaging himself with. I did not see a president who was confident and sure of what he was doing. The body language was completely detached from what he was saying when addressing the issue of Sudan. Maybe my observation was wrong, but I challenge you to go and check out by yourself and draw your own conclusions. But as per my observation, I did not like what I saw. And I was asking myself, could it be, the things the opposition are really talking about, the issue of legitimacy? You see, they sound very little, but these things at the end of the day, they will haunt you if you are a leader of a country. Because the opposition have insisted, and of course there were a lot of discrepancies surrounding the 2022 general election, leading to some of the things we have seen, how the police have handled the demonstrators and how they've been speaking and doing. Then how can this give you the credibility and the moral authority to address the issue of Sudan? It can only make you scared, or at least learn from it quickly and revise your ways or your formula. Well, on this platform, I do not discuss personality. I look at things objectively and I pull them as they are. I call them as they are, not without any favor and without any fear of contradiction. And this is what I'm insisting. I did not see a confident president when addressing IGAD. I saw a timid president from the inside who was not sure of what even he was saying. What he was saying, it was very clear that it was not his conviction, his values. He was only serving the ceremonial purpose. Friends, I don't want to sound harsh on this, but I challenge you to go to the clip and observe by yourself. And again, it is possible you may draw your own conclusion, but these are my conclusions. The King bless East Africa, and more so we pray for peace and tranquility in Sudan. This is Global Leadership.